Carl, good afternoon. How are you, buddy?
I am doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good. We're all on Max Scherzer watch, and we're happy the Giants won what was an ugly game, Carl, but still, you'd rather win ugly than lose. So you'll take the ugly victory.
Yeah, you do. Listen, the defense played really, really well. They played lights out. I mean, the statistics are not indicative of the performance. They gave up a lot of yards rushing, some stuff at the end of the half. But, one of the things that impressed me most, and, I said it on this show that I didn't think the Giants had an alpha personality on defense. Mm-hmm. And that changed. That their third down performances and their goal line performances yesterday, that is as alpha as you can get. Like that mentality where a team has the ball on the 1 yard line and you're saying it doesn't matter where you are, you're not getting in the end zone. That's Giant defense. That is the personality that basically lifts your entire team when you can do that.
Yeah, Carl, and I know obviously Bradbury did a great job on Smith, but a lot of these were the backups in the secondary. How do you explain that? These guys stepping up in a huge way.
Well, you have to give credit to Jerome Henderson and Patrick Graham for getting these young players ready. Listen, you have to anticipate injuries. You don't know when they're going to come. But I'll tell you, the guy who was kind of the glue guy for all of that, Julian Love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Julian Love is a guy you can move all over your defensive backfield. And listen, he has played corner, he has played safety, he has played slot corner, and he's played box safety. And the one thing about Julian Love is that he's going to be where he's supposed to be. He's not going to make a lot of mental errors, if any. The only thing is if he, his ability is his ability, but he's not going to let you down when it comes to his assignments. He's going to be where he's supposed to be, very instinctive player, and he is their glue guy because when Logan Ryan was out, that kind of shook things up. But like having the flexibility of a Julian Love to be able to do multiple things during the course of a game gives you, so much latitude when you got to put guys in that don't have a lot of experience. You could give the tougher task to Julian Love.
Carl, what did you see? And I know everyone was on point with the messaging that it was a collaboration of all offensive coaches putting together the game plan against Philadelphia. But what did you see differently with what Kitchens tried to accomplish yesterday as compared to Garrett?
So I'm going to make this analogy. Moose, do you live in New Jersey?
I live in Connecticut.
I live in Jersey.
Maggie lives in Jersey.
You live in Jersey.
Yeah,
so Maggie,
freshly, newly minted to New Jersey.
Nice. Have you been to the Brownstone Pancake Factory?
The Brownstone? I've been to the Brownstone.
Okay, so I'm just...
the fancy place? Yes, I've been there.
No, it's not a fancy. Oh, okay. It's a neighborhood spot.
Carl, I understand why you'd ask me that question. If I lived in Jersey, I probably would have been to the Pancake House.
I know. Maybe I'm the only person who lost weight over the weekend. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask.
The owner of that restaurant,
yeah,
Bobby Borina, his wife, Vanessa DeLeon, is one of the best interior designer and decorators in the state of New Jersey, probably in the tri-state area. She's pretty famous. If she walked in, just like Freddie Kitchens, and she says, "What do I have to work with?" And it says, "Vanessa, this is all you got." What she would do is exactly what Freddie did. She says, "I got 7 chairs. This chair looks better here, so I'm going to move this one out of the way. This table looks better here. I'm going to move that." So what Freddie Kitchens did, he says, "This is all I got. It ain't changing, and I can't do a lot. But here's this chair named Evan Ingram, who doesn't get a lot of action. So I'm going to highlight him because it makes the room look better, right? Here's this wide receiver, this table called Galladay, who is kind of forgotten here in the corner. Let me put him out here because he makes the room look better, right?" So they became more productive by him just moving things around and making it look better. But the reality is the offensive line is where it all starts and ends for this team. And, no matter what, I was going to say Vanessa, what Freddie Kitchens does, it still revolves around what they're able to do with this offensive line. And so I think he did a good job, or they collaborated to get enough out of their key players in terms of moving the football. But let's be honest here. The Giants, as an offense, rank starting last year in the bottom 3 of every offensive category in the NFL.
Yep.
And that's pretty hard to do in a league. Like, you can't be above bottom 3. You can't be middle of the pack in any category. They are bottom 3 in everything. So they've got to figure out how to uncork this thing. I don't even think they're even average in points. Like, if they could get to average in points, I think a new light will shine. So they got work to do. The fact that they can start to work on that with another victory is a plus. But this offensive line has got to be more consistent. And I had some things to say about Matt Pert, who I don't know personally, and I don't know him to be a bad person or a bad worker, have bad work habits. But I'm saying, and this is with due respect to Nate Solder at this stage of his career is a car with bad brakes.
Yeah.
And, you can only use him in certain conditions. Now, to Nate's credit, if you tell Nate, I need you for 100 plays, he's going to play all 100 plays as hard as he can. But you can always, there's going to be 5 of those plays where he's not going to be good, and they're probably going to come at the wrong time of a game. But to his credit, he doesn't dwell on it. He just picks himself up, and he just continues to fight for you. A guy like Matt Pert, who's drafted in the 3rd round, has to be able to press Nate Solder for his job. And I'm sure Nate would want that too. As long as they need Nate out there, he's going to give you everything he has. But, like a car with bad brakes, if it hits a hill, good luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he's gonna give you everything he's got. But the other guy should have more at this stage of his career, right? He should flip the switch. He's a 3rd round draft choice. And I don't know where the issue lies, but I know if he's not on the field, it's a matter of the coaches not trusting that he can give them what's needed. And that's a player thing. He's got to convince these coaches that he's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, Nate Solder played 100% of the snaps yesterday at right tackle, Carl. I mean, he's not pushing them. And to your point, we're not going to know why. And just to take that a step further, is nothing's going to change really on this offensive line, right? The only thing that happens is, knock on wood, and I hope it doesn't, but someone gets injured and it gets shuffled around that way, right? You're not expecting any big influx of talent here. This is who you have to ride with the rest of the way. And you still have major questions about Daniel Jones. So how is the team going to figure out how to overcome these deficiencies on the offensive line, just as the defense has overcome deficiencies when they've lost players in the secondary and linebacker position? I mean, you could have written off the season when Blake Martinez was injured, but you can't. You didn't. How are they going to find out what Daniel Jones really is if they can't, infuse this offensive line with any talent, but before you play Miami?
Well, the talent is Matt Pert. That's the wild card. The other guys, you know who they are, right? When you have a 3rd round draft choice, it's time to flip the switch. The coaches have got to have confidence. They don't draft you in the 3rd round as a lineman to expect you to be a backup. You're expected to press. And I don't know the dynamic, right? But I do know this. Joe Judge is not gonna. He will not be that loyal to Nate Solder. He'll be loyal to Nate, but as a player, he wants the best players out there. He doesn't want this offense to be marred in the basement. So he needs his best players to be better. And yeah, you can say it's late in the season. He had training camp to prove that. Well, Andrew Thomas took his lumps too, but now he's playing pretty good football. But a guy like Pert has to be able to help them. The other thing, too, to your point, Maggie, where can they get better? Well, they can look at 2 games against 2 very good defenses where the offense was pretty productive. It was the Saints and against the Washington football team. They need to go and look at what that was about, what worked, how did it work. They blocked a good front. They ran the football well. They were able to throw the football. So there's some breadcrumbs there. They just got to get everybody in the right mindset and start to build on those things and not just kind of struggle through it. They just got to find ways to improve. And again, they had guys step up. One of the things, like I said, what Freddie did, he got some more guys in the action. He'll get another full week to do some other things. You got a tight end who came off a practice squad and was a big contributor. Got him ready. So we'll see. Look, their big picture is right in front of them. They just have to keep winning games and then see what happens, because this is a week-to-week proposition, as we're finding out in the NFL.
Hey, Carl, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job on the call yesterday with Bob, and we'll talk to you again next week, all right?
Thank you.
You got it.
You got it.
Carl Banks.